The city of angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC Podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Welcome, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 238 of the Heart of LAFC Podcast. For this episode, we're going to call it No Excuses for very obvious reasons. Yes, we're going to cover the debacle in Carson. Yes, we'll preview the San Jose Earthquakes game. But ultimately, a lot of this is for you guys and what you're having to deal with after the fact. And the disappointment we all feel in our side who quit on us in the second half, who didn't show up for a game that at the moment was the biggest game of our club's history. Playoffs don't mean anything. This next one does, right? It's a knockout game. It's for the Open Cup. As you've seen the bracket already, it's falling into a friendly way. And we had a chance to finally break our curse. And instead we laid an egg. And not we. When I say we, I'm not talking us. Them. They did it. They were on the field. They didn't represent. The rest of you did. Spending $60+ to go to a game, taking risks going to the stadium, doing what you have to do to be there early. Some of us taking PTO to get there, to see a team that came out there and showed no passion, nothing. Managing one shot in an entire match, having no fight, not defending us as one of their players insulted us in the pregame, in the lead up. A club showing no respect towards us, and in truth, if that's how we're going to play when we do play them, they have no reason to respect us. And so, yeah, we're going to cover that today. We're going to get into it today. It could get a little hot, could get a little blue. No filter on this one. Shout out to our Sin Filter boys, but in truth, there doesn't need to be a filter for this. They didn't earn the filter. They didn't earn any niceties after that match. They quit on us, and so we need to talk about it, without a doubt. Before we can get into it, let's welcome back our boys. Welcome back, Bam. Welcome back, Tony. Bam, how you feeling today, sir?
All I can say is thank you, US Soccer, for not having TV rights internationally, make me have to find illegal streams and having the stream cut out after the third goal. Thank you.
So accidental relief.
Yes. I jumped on and watched a bit of the 110 football watch along with Vince and Jessica, and the chat in that, the voices, the tone of voices was just how we all felt, which was disappointed, deflated, hurt. It was, yeah.
I mean, real talk. If we perform that way in our day jobs, in the real world, would we have a job the next day, or what's going to happen?
Hell no.
Right?
Hell no. If we
Dude,
perform like that around the house, the missus is going to kick you out. You're not going to get anything done that way. The
definitely
fact
sleeping
that
on the couch.
100%. The fact that we've gone so long without winning in that stadium, you just can't do that. It's at the point where you sit there and go, okay, oh, look at that, fixtures out, we're playing there. That's a loss. It's just mentality. It is just not there. The fight at the end showed more fight than we did for the whole 90 minutes. If that was the first minute, completely different. Would have came out completely different. But the fact that was in after the game, just not good enough.
Well, I think that shows more ego than rivalry, right? They got shamed. They're mad about it. That's nice. Where was the piss and vinegar between the whistles?
100%.
When Palacios got taken down, one guy does a shove and the rest just hold, right? I don't get it. That should have been a knockdown right there.
Well, not only that, though, you look at it too, is what was the biggest difference between this match and MLS matches? There's no VAR.
Yeah.
They can't go back review things. Play that dirty bit. We haven't played dirty at all. Play that dirty behind the play. Oh, they went down. I don't know what happened. Ref didn't see what happened. No idea what happened. Why not? Use something that I expect will be in next year. I expect VAR to be used next year, especially later on in it. But at the moment, it's not being used. Use it to your advantage. We need to start playing with a bit of grit, a bit of determination, and a bit of mongrel. Plain and simple.
Right. We're talking about winning MLS Cup, going all the way. Dude, if you can't win Southern California, how are you going to win MLS? They're going to have to play you in the playoffs if they make it. You can't dodge them.
I don't want us relying on Portland to beat them, San Jose to beat them. Hell, San Jose can't beat Sacramento Republic.
Right. My head now is like, I want them in the first round of any tournament. Anything we do, I want them in the first round. Why? Don't waste my time and money. If you can prove to me you're better than them, yeah, let's make a run. Now let's spend the money. But if you haven't got it put together, what's the point?
I don't just want them. I want them down in Carson. If we can't beat them in Carson, we don't deserve to go further. Exactly. It's plain and simple. If we get the home right, move it down there.
Yeah, I mean, they've now taken everything
down
off.
There.
Yeah, everything's off the table now. They've won in every aspect of competition against us. Home, away, everything. They have the bragging rights. We can't say anything. They own it now. And that's our team's fault. Not our supporters, not our fans. Nobody's fault but theirs. They've blown the rivalry at this point. Now it's going to be a year or maybe the playoffs that we get to go into that house again. Probably not going to be. Dude, we got to wait a whole nother year. We've given them a 5-year mulligan already. Too long. Too long to get it figured out. Tony, you're hurting right now. I could see it. You were in front of me all game, doing what you did as a capo, fighting, hardly getting to see much of the match because you were putting in the work for the rest of us. After all that passion you put in, and you put in way more for 90 minutes than they did, how are you feeling?
Let me give a warning to any kids listening to this. If your kid's listening, skip this part or mute it or try to do whatever. I don't give a fuck what fucking Dolo said in the interview. It's not a fucking game. This is the biggest fucking game until the MLS championship, to the fucking final. All right? We go in there. We pay our money. We literally sell out your freaking merchandise because we believe in this team. We go hard 90 minutes and I yell at people that I don't want to yell at because they're on a phone because I want them to be so much more freaking passionate. I don't like being the bad guy, but for this club, I'll be the bad guy. Where the fuck was that on the field? They didn't show up. They looked like they wanted to go home, go to freaking IKEA, get some new furniture for the new houses. Like, the only player that I give if I would give a point, and I'm not giving any points to this one, 0. Literally, if I give points, it's going to be to the opposite team because they showed up, is Hollingshead. Like, you know what I mean? And that's it, because he showed up at least. And here's the other thing. The supporters on their section do not sing until they're winning.
Mm-hmm.
Till they're fucking winning. How embarrassing. There was a supporter showing us the score wearing an Inter Milan jersey. Inter Milan, not the stripes, not the old school jersey, nothing of them. Nothing. And he's giving us like that. There's a new jersey coming out. I love it. I want it. I may just skip on it just because this is not worth it anymore. Like, honestly, I'd rather support our 3252 brethren in their jerseys, fucking Sin Filtros jersey, Empire Boys crew, the pride stuff, everything in our circles until they wake up.
Yep. It again. We invest. We've been investing for me, 7 years investing in this club, sacrificing, doing what we do. You'd expect for at least 90 minutes against your rival that you'd show up. That's all we're asking for. We're asking for passion from you guys because we're putting the passion in. Our fan base has always put the passion. Loudest stadium in the league, no doubt about it. But our guys can't be bothered to sacrifice in a knockout round match. They can't be bothered, right? Putting their heads down and giving an interview that was softball. Like, come on, man. At this point, it's too much. It's too much. You can't go that way. You can't expect us to go 90 if you're going to quit on us after 20. It's not right. It's not acceptable. So now we're here. Now it's a wake-up call. Now everyone's on the clock. If you're looking for that move on, cool. Make the move now. Save us all some time. Right? There's a transfer window coming up. If they don't make a splash, they don't show us something at the club level that they're going to make a move. If they don't make a move and change things for this side to make it what it should be, bring in proper leaders, then we know their intentions. We have the highest value of any team in the league. And we're in top 10, maybe top 10 in payroll. That means we've been overachieving. Now it's time to step up and show what you got from a front office mode. Pay. You got the DP spots open. Make it happen. Show us that you're invested in winning. Seriously. We're here now. Tony.
This, I know we will pretty much Chiellini's coming. His family's doing it. But that guy, there's a post that Casey sent me. Sign a jersey. This jersey's not supposed to be worn. It's supposed to be sewed into your fucking skin. That was his Juventus jersey. That's the fucking passion we need. That's why I want him here. As much as I'm a Roma fan, that's what I want in a leader, in a captain, in someone who will play for the badge, for the colors, for the city, for us. Yes, he is older, but that's what we need. That's a start. Luckily, luckily he's coming in the right time, but if that was still a rumor, I will be literally banging on that fucking door for him to come in.
You know, and he's at the end of his career, right? He's not a player in his prime. The next two that come in better be. We need impact players. We need guys that take charge. That midfield looked dead. It did. Bam.
If Valerie signs as a DP, I'm going to be pissed. His body is not DP worthy. He mentally might be, but his body is not DP worthy. His body is barely captain worthy. The fact that he's going down with leg injuries year after year, no, he's not DP. We obviously have some space in our GAM TAM. We've got space there. We don't have the biggest salary going at the moment. We have space. Put him on the GAM TAM. That means we've got 2 DP spots available. Go get those 2 big names. Go get those young, big name players right now. We need, and I'm going to throw it back to the league. We need a burst up Berisha of old. This is a player that while for Brisbane wanted to start fights with oppositions at halftime. At the end of the game, ran up to one of the opposition players, said, "Let's go, shirts off, tunnel now." We need that player. We need that player that will come in and fight for our players, fight for the badge, fight to get that win. That's what we need.
A little bit of character goes a long way. That's for certain. All right. So you heard from us. You heard how we feel. I know we're not alone in this. And some go, oh, it's one game. Nah, it's not one game. It's been 5 years of this nonsense. Let's move forward. All right. Talking about the match itself, because it still hurts to do, but we will. To me, the only stat that really matters is one shot on goal for the entire game. That's the stat that matters. You couldn't generate more than a single shot in a game. Possession-wise, who cares? None of it matters. You didn't step up. In terms of the goals, Tony, you want to cover them? Show how they, or just explain it, how they went. Yeah.
Sorry. What the? Okay, my thing was going up. Sorry. Two were offsides. It didn't matter. No VAR. We knew this. All right. It is what it is. This ref didn't understand. Like, we already know what we're gonna get with this. We can't blame the refs. We needed to show up. Now, mind you, the third goal, I guess it was good. And how the fuck did Raheem become Messi or Modric on that play? I don't know. But it happened. And then the other one, Hollingshead, yes, we got it back, but it was too little too late. And
when we got that, it felt like a fourth one was going to be against us rather than one being for us, right, at that stage. It just looked like the floodgates were going to open even further. There was no sense of anything. So it's kind of against the grain that we even got that play.
Like
realistically.
Like I said, it's like, I think I forgot who I told this to, but if it was a regular season game, fine. Move on. Push forward. Let's continue. Whatever. This is a cup game. Elimination game. It fucking matters. Because now at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I have my cousin who's like, we grew up together, played together, sending me Galaxy stuff just because he knows it hurts. And I can't say anything back. What can I say? Like, literally, the chant that we do, we can't do that chant until we fucking win. I don't want to hear that chant anymore. Like, we can't even say that the whole chant anymore. There isn't.
No. At this point, players, coaches, they get to walk away. They're not going to, you may hear from us a little bit, but for the average fan, the average supporter who knows the other side, we're not going to hear the end of it till we got to play those guys again. And now they have all the ammo. If we would have put up a fight, different story, but we didn't. So, all right, bam. I think we're all in a consensus here. Does anybody deserve a top three?
Nope.
Simple.
I didn't even bother tweeting out for people's top threes because they don't deserve nothing for that game.
No.
It's just, it's not worth it. It's, if anything, it'll be 3 points for him, Edwards, for talking smack and backing it up. Plain and simple. He's a
sad moment, man.
But the fact that he can back it up, talking smack, what more do you want?
Dude, and nobody checks him from our side. You don't have to hurt the guy, but nothing. Nobody gets in his face. Nobody gives in a little bit to it. Like, nobody provides that energy, looks to burn him. Sends plays his way to make it hard on him. Nothing.
I'm sorry, but the first time he gets the ball, you're going with not a dangerous tackle, a heavy tackle. Then you stand over to him and go, that's what you get in all game.
I say go hard tackle. I'm old school. Fucking Sergio Ramos is one of my favorite players. Go Sergio Ramos. Like, this is how crazy it is. This is the first year Real Madrid has not gotten a red or a yellow card in their season. Think about that. Without Sergio Ramos.
Well,
but we need that.
The other way you play a guy like that, a hothead, everyone gets a piece in terms of making him get up after making a play. Just the fact that he's got to get up after every play, right? Recover after because it was a little physical there. That tires a player. That wears on a player. It tends to send them off themselves because they just get enough of it. Enough, right? You're playing a referee it's above his breath, right? Very obvious. But we didn't see that fight. You just didn't see it. Like, it didn't matter to our guys that an opposing player was insulting the fan base. It didn't matter. That's the lesson that we get from seeing what we saw. Sad. It really is. All right. Beyond breaking down the game anymore, it's just not worthy of a breakdown. I'm going to throw it to you guys. Let you guys let it rip. You guys earn that being here with us to tell us how you feel. Because I think that's the only thing that's really appropriate at this stage is to hear from you, the supporters, the ones that keep this club alive, right? The actual spirit of this club. So to you guys, I'm going to throw it up and see who was the first post, and we'll go from there. Anthony Bermudez was first in the mix. Welcome, sir. He says the Chiellini job is basically done. Deal ready to LAFC. I know Dolo actually mentioned it. This down to the family, so he gave that information up. Yeah. Burke's in the mix, says here for the support group. Yeah, it's a support group, but not a very positive one tonight, as you've already heard, because they didn't earn that. They didn't earn that. Anthony Bernunez, thoughts on a new DP player? We need an attacker because Vela injured. If we resigned Vela, hope it's not a DP. Dude, if he's a DP, that's ridiculous. He can't get more than 4 games in without coming in a knock. In heavy games, he finds a way to exit. How many games has he missed in their house, man? And this is a missed game. I'm sorry. He's gone quick. It's done. You can't have a DP made of glass. Just doesn't work. I'm all about the central attacking mid, controlling mid situation. Our midfield is not strong enough right now. Ilie puts in the work. Half the time it looks like he's playing center back with the lineup right now. Acosta hasn't gotten there yet. Not what we're expecting. Not yet. There are signs of it, but not yet. Cifuentes, it's game by game. Consistency doesn't exist with him. It just doesn't. There's games where he's an all-star, and there's other ones where he might be a Vegas call-up. I mean, that's where he's playing at. So we need a guy that can consistently take charge of this team, to lead this team. They are short a leader. Ilie is a leader, but you need another one out there. Without a doubt, you need that. That's number one. If I'm going to hire 2 DPs, because you never know, right? You need the guy. You need the target man. Arango can play out wide. We know this. He can shift. You need another guy up there, an impact player. Time to have 2 stars out there holding down. We have yet to have 2 stars hold down. We have 1 star, 2 prospects. That's what we get out of DPs. Let's change it up. 2 stars, 1 prospect, if that's what you want. Go for it, Tony.
East goes on a free. There's your attacking midfield. East goes on a free.
There it is. Who cares how much it costs, right?
At this point,
cares?
We have the money. There's a reason we're so low. We have the money. East goes on a free. Bring him in if we need a free. At this point, bring in Suarez. I don't want him, but at this point, he would actually do something.
Mm-hmm. Something, yes. So that's where we're at, Anthony. I think, Brendan, you're in the same boat, right? It's that midfielder. It's the leader in the mid. That's what we need.
Yeah, pretty much. I've got to duck out quickly. I've got a phone call coming through.
Got you. All right. Let's throw it to Ox. Welcome, sir. Martial just got into the mix. Welcome, sir. Beast in the mix as well. Ox, no heart. Heart, effort. Just, again, running things out, fighting. It's the fight that was missing. No edge. Tiana Andino says, where was our captain? Our captain felt a twinge, apparently. And since it was discomfort, it was enough for him. So stinks, but that's the truth of it. Martial, who was at the game, saw you at the game, sir. Good seeing you again. Yeah, we should up. They did not. Martial, he wasn't upstairs with us. He was down below, getting the rain and dealing with the static. He was in the mix, so he can tell you how that went. Beast, I hope LFC didn't give Vela an extension. He doesn't deserve it. Always getting hurt. It's like he doesn't care enough to care for his body. I wouldn't say that, but you get to a certain age and it never goes right. You know, and I think we're there. We're definitely there. And so a DP for that, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Mark Lopez, we deserve more than this. Never been this disappointed and embarrassed of what we've seen on the field. Yeah, again, at a loss, really. LACB's cheeky injury could have left him handicapped the way he landed on his neck and head. Agreed. It's sad Bam had to step out for the moment because he had a conversation with us pregame for this before we came out and was baffled just like we were that a player with a head injury from falling that distance doesn't get stretchered off, doesn't get the neck brace, right? Why take a risk on a kid? Like, I don't understand. He's hurt. He's down. Look how he was out for a little bit there. protect. That's all that matters. Who cares if you can finish the game? Dude, that's not the judgment at that point. The judgment is the safety of the player. And that's a failure. I mean, really, I don't see how that happens, but there we are. Terrible. And of course, the player that hurts him gets a mere yellow card. Are you kidding? It's just embarrassing. It really is. Mark Lopez, our supporter culture is the strongest part of our club. The F1 squad needed to at least match us, not embarrass us. No excuses. Here's the deal. If they keep doing this, that supporter culture, as crazy as I am, as crazy as Tony is, as crazy as many of us, you're going to lose it. This isn't a forever thing. If you're always second fiddle and you're not contending and not spending the money required, maxing out your DPs, trust me on this. If you're signed on to be the also-ran in this town, that's not going to last. That's not going to last. This is real talk, people. This will not last. This will fade. This club will fade if it doesn't find a way. They've had 5 years to get it right, and they haven't gotten it right. Tony?
I was going to say, show the fuck up. That's all we ask. That's all we fucking ask.
Show up. Yeah.
If we would have lost and it was a hard grind loss, this episode would have been different. We'd be mad, yes, but we wouldn't be this angry. Like on the bus ride home, yes, we were calm because we were among friends. So that was the calming of it. But once I left that circle of friends that I knew and talked about random bullshit, the anger just bled in.
Yeah. No, I just remember standing there in the holding area with my flag pretty much slamming into the ground, just not knowing what to do or think. And everybody's asking me questions, which is fine. Keeps me moving, but it's just anger, man. I didn't come out sad. I came out angry. Like it just, I just couldn't believe that's what we had on display. Wow, man. Like after all this, after going to the training sessions and singing for them and do it again, late nights, tifos in the middle of the darn night, far, far away from home. Like all the work we put in, they can't even give us 90, man. It's crazy. Just crazy. Risk 124 says, tactic wise, what do you think is missing in the team? What players need to improve? What positions should we reinforce? First and foremost, you have DP spots and players not utilizing them. One is completely open. That has to go. Again, central attacking midfielder, an impact striker. That's number one. You got to have punch. You got to have control. The other area that I still say that we're weak, maybe it's because of injuries, it's our back line. I mean, very obvious. As good as Cheeky plays at times, he's still a liability. He still has mistakes that you just can't make. Right back is by platoon right now with two older players that are having trouble with health. And our center back situation, it looks like Segura is long-term. I have no idea when he's coming back, right? You need something there maybe, unless he can come back. And if he does, is he really going to be ready? So there's areas where we need to improve. It ain't good enough. Yes, I know in first place league-wise, but who have we played? We can break that down in the next episode to really look strength of schedule and where we've shown up against bigger teams and where we've shown up against little ones. And there's kind of a telling feature to that as well. And so we're here now. Have we been good at times? Definitely. There's been a lot of there's a ton of promise in this team, but it's missing leaders. Yeah, Tony.
We need an identity. That's the whole thing. Like Dolo ball, like yes, the quote unquote Dolo ball, but at the end of the day, we have so much talent that we can't just Mickey Mouse it every freaking game, or we can tinker what needs to be fixed, because we need to find the identity and then tinker after that when teams figure us out. Because at this moment in time, our identity changes depending on the player who gets injured. Because when we have B-Rod in, it's wide flying, doing whatever we want. When B-Rod's out, it's more of back to old school, tinkering, back with the fall line, having Fall and Hollingshead headed in, being our primary goal scorers. Then after that, what do we have?
There's a disconnect in midfield. That's the story. It's the disconnect in the mid. Ilay is a defensive mid. Acosta naturally would be too. Really, he's more of a controller. He's not an attacking mid, and he's put in a role where he's expected to be, and so it's a little odd. And Cifuentes, he's young, he's not going to be the game changer. Maybe at another point in his career, but right now, not. He's developing still. You could tell that. It's tough, man. It's tough. I like where Beast's head's at. Dolo seems to be too nice, too polite. He's more aggressive, have more balls. I will say this. I think the reason why he comes out that way is because the way we came off towards him at the early stages, that he had to play political, had to play nice. But now we're at a point where it's past it. And I know he's a player's coach, but he needed to talk to us last night, not to his own guys. He needed to talk to us. We needed to hear it wasn't right, and it didn't go. So he failed on that measure. Agreed. Do I think he's on the right path? Yes. The problem is his players aren't executing. I'm not going to put that on him. The system and how he approaches it, I'm all about it, but the players aren't living up to what he wants them to do. He's not saying it publicly, but they're not living up to it. Welcome back, Bam. You want to add into that? So I got a little mic difficulty.
Your music.
Yeah, sorry, I muted everything. No, what you guys have been saying, I agree with. It's getting to the stage where we can only start backing for so long. We back the players, we back the club, we back everything, and it's getting close to, against them, breaking point where we're like, enough is enough. What can we do to change and all that kind of stuff? We have some great young players that are mentally not right for such a big game. That's what I think is coming down to mostly, is the mental aspect of it. Mm-hmm. We'll step up against anyone else, but we just can't step up against them. It's a mentality of bigger brother, plain and simple.
Which is ridiculous. It just is. We see the way they play against other teams in this league. Yes, I know they step up, but so should we. Crazy. All right, Martial agreeing with some of our points. Beast laughing about the PG to MA. I will say this. Yeah, Heart of LAFC, beyond tonight, back to PG. I'm not gonna go that route with the show permanently. But you know why? Here's why. If you do it every 5 minutes, people stop listening. But if you get to a point where you have to go hard, it's because it's important. Tonight, it's important. We got to show where we're at. We got to show our passion in this. We have to show our anger. The club needs to know this. The players need to know this, that was unacceptable. And so it's kind of like when dealing with your kids, right? There's a certain level you need to get to for them to listen. We're here. They need to listen. So, MA, if that's what it requires for people to listen, so be it. Dak in the mix. I'm pissed. I loved your tweet earlier today. People are like, wow, you went with that. Yeah, I'm with it, dude. Nobody had our back. We've always had theirs. They didn't have our back. Team Bonilla, vent for us. Yep, Tony did. Proper supporter. There we go. Ox. Yep, they only sing when they're winning. They're known for that. You start to wonder, is that what our boys want from us? We give it. They don't respond. Those jackasses do nothing, have the worst tifo in the league, and their players respond. Bizarre. Just bizarre. It's sad, guys. It is sad. Wolf in the mix. Ox, I bought the New Jersey before this freaking match, and it was too late to cancel. Beast, yes, skip it, Tony. Javier, we all feel the same way. Yeah, we knew it. I mean, we felt it. We were all standing there mulling around like, just, I'm not going to sleep tonight. It wasn't a good sleep last night. We love this team. We know what's better. This isn't us turning on our team. That's the thing. Oh, yeah, I got rough. Nah, man, it's tough love. That's what supporters do. It has to be tough love. Because if somebody doesn't speak up, nobody will, and it's going to be this nonsense for another year. Oh, this excuse, that excuse. No excuses. You want to be the big dogs? Play like it. Otherwise, you're giving us lip service. And I'm not accepting that. And these two gentlemen are not accepting that. And all of you, I know, are not going to accept that. Mark Lopez. Puro Pirata gear until we win the cup or we win in Carson. Oh, St. Pauli style, right? Except they go Jolly Rouge when they're pissed. All of a sudden the colors change. Yeah, right? There are ways to tell. There are ways. I'm mad. You know that already. Libby Bravo, I agree. The fight at the end was all about ego, not about the rivalry. If it was about the rivalry, they wouldn't have shown up. They would have shown up on the field. Agreed. They don't get it. They don't get it. Risk 124. Feel like the fans have been disrespected as a team. We have not been represented on the field and are not taken seriously, but trust the process, I guess. Trust but verified, right? As Reagan used to say. Yeah. You know what? Show us the sign of life. And this comes from the club. As far as I'm concerned, if no big deals happen, John's on the clock, man. There's no question. If he can't get something done in this break, in this window, he's on the clock, man. You got to change the actors, right? You got to change some staff. Now it falls to the director. If it can't happen now, he's got to do the job. Lunch special, Geo. At least go down fighting. There are certain ways to lose, and we lost without even inconveniencing them, right? Got to remember you. Was that worth remembering? Team Bonilla, we all chanted our voice out all 95 minutes just for these guys to not even show up and put a fight. And I credit you guys for continuing to sing throughout this. And what drives me crazy, and I told this to Tony at the stadium, is we owned that stadium last night. There was way more black than white. It became like our southern vacation home. All they had to do was show up. The chorus throughout that stadium would have been us. We had the people. You could see the energy. They came early. It was all black everywhere. We gave them everything they needed off the field to put something out on the field, and they didn't do it. Ox, nope, we don't need him to get re-signed. Lunch special, Gio, love Vela, but he's slow. Loses possession easy now. Passing way off. Left foot is non-existent. Mark Lopez, is Vela out or a new Bob out? How about Vela at the right price? Then he gets to stay. But if he doesn't settle for that and doesn't accept his actual reality, then we don't have a choice. We can't mortgage our chances at MLS Cup for what he's done in the past. We love him for that.
Question.
Cup. Yeah.
Is Vela playing like a player that's getting paid $4 million this year?
Nope.
Is he playing like a base salary of 2.25?
Nope.
Is he playing like anything worth $1 million?
Maybe to sell shirts.
But going by the player salary that got released a couple weeks ago, his base is 2.25 this year, guaranteed 4.05.
Yep. Yeah. The numbers have to be right. If they're not right, it's business.
It's not even about right. It's about production. It's like in the beginning, yeah, he started on fire and like woke up, whatever. And like I even would disallow him not scoring for a while because he was in the plays, producing, doing something. But at some point, you have to show up for the big games. Like, this is how you cement your history as a known player in a club. There are moments in club histories for all clubs that literally cement you, and people talk about it for days on end. My favorite, of course, like I say, Sergio Ramos, 94th minute, Champions League to tie it up. And that what made him a legend. Gareth Bale, Cristiano Ronaldo, Totti, freaking even Götze for Germany in the final. Even though he like his career didn't pan out, his boots, that ball is in a museum, and he'll
I
always
saw
be
those.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like he hasn't cemented his history. He hasn't. There has been moments, but not at that caliber.
Well, it's been 1 year. I mean, he won the Golden Boot, but that's an award for him, right? That's for him. The game against San Jose, but again, what team is that? Oh yeah, it's San Jose. That wasn't the Galaxy. That wasn't Seattle. That's where we're at now. Yes, he scored a great goal against Columbus. He did. Shoulder charge, beautiful. But that's Columbus. Big teams. Actual rivals. Teams we're going to face in the playoffs. That's what we need. Libby says we couldn't even celebrate our one goal. It was an embarrassment. Yep. Team Bonilla, what do you think about the starting lineup? Wanted B-Rod to start instead of Moose. I think we're all on board with that. Nothing against Moose, but it just seemed like an odd lineup from the get-go. Funny thing is, the Galaxy treated it as a proper Open Cup match using a backup goalkeeper, right? Leaving some starters out. They rotated more than we were rotating it in some ways. So really interesting on our end. If you're going to take it to these guys, you give the best you can in the moments you can. Was that our best lineup? Available, of course. Not sure about that. Doesn't look like it to me. Dak, I don't even remember our one goal. Yeah, it's a header. Again, Hollingshead. Moose is in his own head. Nothing against Moose, but this game, the gravity, yeah. Moose up against Orange County, but not against Carson. And Moose is at a certain ceiling, right? He has his abilities. He's great as a substitute, good at holding up the ball, but starting in a run and gun with these guys might not have been the best fit. Again, it's just puzzling. Yep.
For what we're paying Moose, he's doing what he should be doing.
Right.
Plain and simple. He's getting less than 100,000.
And he's working for that.
He's working harder for that than some players are working for their big salaries. Moose is a great player against the bottom sides. That's where he excels. Against these big teams, he's just not up to it. But for what we're paying him to bring him out against the bottom sides, I think he should be right.
Right. There it is. Beast, agree. I don't want to hear FTG ever again until they win. I'm with you on that one. Never been the greatest fan of it, but as what it is, and sometimes you just got to tell them how it is. Team Bonilla, worst part is that Vela had trouble going through Edwards, mind-blowing. He used to be able to take that guy. I mean, he just doesn't have that step anymore. 32-52, and all LAFC fans take the 3 points. Yeah. Dak, one good tackle. Right. Lunch special, Gio. Orango's not even 1% of what he was last season. He's been the biggest disappointment. I'm not going to go into that on him. I don't think he is. This night, he wasn't there. I do give him credit for giving a little business on each challenge against them. He did do that. He did make them pay for the one-on-one challenges. He did do that. But no, I think he's shown his ceiling so far, which is why we need another big shot up there, right? Totally. Oh, here we go. Ox says, I expected something from Fall, to be honest. I thought he'd be the one checking Raheem. Not the way that it was positional. Not the system he was stuck with for the day. Not his assignment. It wasn't really put on him to check him. It wasn't. Tough. Lunch special, Gia. Vela can't go through anyone, not anymore. Mark Lopez, we have to embarrass them when they come to the bank. Anything less than a complete goleada is not enough. Do we have the guys to do it right now?
No. Honestly, we don't have to embarrass when they come to the bank. We've got to embarrass them in Carson.
Yeah.
Don't care what happens when they come to us. We have to take it to them.
It's expectation that we beat them at home. Nothing less. Nothing less. A tie is a loss. You have to win at home. This is that simple. There's no, man, I hope we didn't. No, you have to. If you don't, you failed. Simple. Yeah. And if, they score a lot of goals, cool. They got a lot of goals on us. It won't make up for what we just did this past match. They knocked us out of a tournament. That hurts. They got their revenge. Mark Lopez wanted Murillo to take Snake down so bad. I don't care who it was. Anybody. Lunch special Geo, even with a goleada, it doesn't make up for. No, it doesn't. Same Murillo. He took out Chicha, though. You're right. He stood up for his teammate. Give him that. Give him that. Yeah, Raheem put the dagger in, right? Don't care about the fans, supporters. So sad, right? Dude, he knows what he's doing. He's playing head games now. All right, looking at it. Beast, B-Rod got a full 45 opportunity, a shot on goal, just missed wide, losing confidence in him again. Yeah, bad, all bad things. Nothing makes up for it, not until you defeat them in Carson. That's the only thing. That's the thing. Q Cardi, man, these players don't care about us. Supporters break their backs for the crest more than the players. I feel backstabbed with this team. Vela, please leave already. I'm done. Why defend him? Again, he's done what he's done for us. He can never take that away. I will always have the ultimate respect for him because of that. But we need more now. And I think we've hit a point, Hector, how has Janela lasted this long? I think I told this to Tony in the middle of the game when he got subbed into the game for Opoku. Like, dude, we just called it. We just called Uncle. Like, we just went into protection mode with 20 minutes to go. Like, there's that. That's how it felt. Like, whoa, okay. Small as Kenobi, no dancing around it. We blew it. Exactly. Mark Lopez, their little fake fighting at the end was whack. I would have respected if they came over to acknowledge us and defend us from the Carson players. They never even came over to acknowledge us after the game. Right? They snuck out.
I honestly think they were scared of us, to be honest, after that. I would.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's just some of them are supposed to be men. And what do men do? Men and women. I'm sorry. Anybody. Doesn't matter the genre, the gender. You face your mistakes and own up to it. It doesn't matter if you came over, like I would have, if you came over and clapped for us and say thank you for doing all this stuff and got the booze, it doesn't matter. It's like you take those booze and use them for your next game because you have to. We at the end of the day, we pay your bills. You know what I mean? We as a 3252 come every game, not paid to do this. Every day we sacrifice time with family and friends. We sacrifice relationships. And for what? This? No.
Not good enough. Not good enough. It's one thing to just get beat, right? Outplayed, like just in a battle. They got us, like it happens. But that wasn't this game. This wasn't this game. 805 Rag, Trade Rodriguez, great athlete, not great footballer. Can't find the back of the net. Yeah, if there was ever a player that he's good, I'm good, not for the pay rate, right? If he was paid down a bit, makes sense. But his pay rate right now, yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah.
His pay rate is a little high. It's not bad for this year. So just looking it up, base is 805K and just over 1.1 guaranteed compensation.
He might be moving this summer too, guys. I mean,
yeah.
Really.
Like looking at that,
Yeah.
for the work he puts in, he's doing more for that than what Janelle is doing for his guaranteed $575K.
Interesting. Yeah. Tony Roy, if your supporters group abandon your club, what's that called? Petrol Frio. Oh no, we haven't abandoned them. We haven't abandoned them. That is not it. That ain't gonna be it. But they ain't gonna hear the end of it. We're gonna demand more. This isn't. I don't see a bunch of shrinking violets in the 3252. I've definitely been through a hell of a lot worse with teams. They're just getting started. They're not getting rid of me. I'm still gonna be there. Still gonna do what I gotta do. They hear some, negativity from us, and that's fine. It's tough love. That's what it is. We want better. We know this isn't good enough. It's not going to get us to where we want to be or where the club wants to be. And so someone's got to say it. Andy Bermudez, do you defend what Maria did? 100%. You have to defend your teammate. He could have killed him. He could have a broken neck. Seriously. Bam.
The fact that he walked off, I was disappointed with. The way he landed, he should have been stretched off straight to hospital. Plain and simple. Right. The fact that they got him up to walk off, no. You don't know what underlying things had happened the way he fell. Hell, in the last 5 to 10 years, a rugby league player broke his neck and is paralyzed from landing like that after a tackle. The fact that you guys did that is disgusting.
It's not right. And our players have to defend each other. At least somebody finally did. We don't do it enough. Ox, all I gotta say, I really don't care. There it is. Mark Lopez says, "This is our city, our club. We can't abandon ourselves, even if they abandon us. We are LAFC. It won't be our city if we keep this crap up. I'm sorry, but you're losing it. You have to win home and away. Otherwise, you lose it." Marcel says, "Nobody came over from our team. We instead got the alien clown. Left pissed. I left last from the stands. There were a couple of comrades who needed support. Looked like a war zone." Yeah, man. Like, it's just, yeah. Again, pathetic from whistle to whistle, all the way to the end. All right, guys. Thank you for your comments. Pity party will take a minor break here. Because there is some things we do need to cover on the day. We do have a game in 2 days here. The sun rises. In the world of MLS, we are still in first place. I know. All this for a team that's in first place. Yeah, it is, because we don't win pressure matches. We don't win knockout matches. We haven't done anything when it comes to playoffs. We don't have any trophy to show in that. We blew it in CCL as well. There is something missing. And so that's why we had to call it out today. It ain't enough. And we're looking at the team right now, and we know it ain't enough. Yeah, we're good in the standings. We're good at taking out the teams we should beat. There've been other games we've tossed as well in that as well. So there goes that. All right. So before we get into the next match, let's just cover a couple things on the community side, because we do still need to support our community. This is our community. It's the thing that keeps this club alive. Tony, what do you got for us? What's going on in the community? How can we support our city like we always do?
So still, I believe it's tomorrow, the Heal the Bay. Right to here, as you see, it's from 3 to 5 p.m. Help clean up the beaches. Help keep LA clean. Our beaches, because we go all the time. They just showed in the new parlay jersey. You get a chance to buy it there if you go. Again, this is me. I love it. But show protest at this because of what happened. Cool jersey. Love it. Want it. Wish I bought it before what happened, but this might be a miss that this might be a time I actually miss, but that's one. We have the Mo football tournament. As you can see, there's already signed up and stuff like that. It's going to be a fun time. Come out, hang with the 3252. Just anybody, just hang out, have fun with us as we get competitive, fight over the referees, have our own referees just because we're trying to win. There is a raffle going on. It includes 4 tickets to the North End Terrace against Seattle, 2 Angel City Club Founders Club tickets. The best one, 100 churros, and the LAFC Black and Gold Sambas in 7.5. And exactly. And then, of course, we have the 3252 5th annual benefit art show and silent auction on Saturday, June 4th, 6 from 9. Our boy DJ Fresco will be DJing that event. It's a fun event. It's going to be at Evolve Soccer LA. If you've ever been to a silent auction, it's kind of more of like you write down how much you want to bid on the thing and like go moving forward and stuff like that. There's some cool stuff. It's from all artists all over LA, some artists in the 3252. So go check it out.
And beyond. There's a lot of people supporting this one, so definitely go for it, guys. I enjoy this event. There's always little bonuses related to it as well outside of just the artwork. It's a good time out to hang out, talk with your fellow supporters. Again, build the community, build a network. You know us outside of us staring at the field, right? We're staring at each other, thanks to Tony and, working in the stands. Yeah. So, cool, man. Good stuff. Support it. Looking here. Well, I guess it's time to talk about the song of the day. In truth, we were going to have fun with this, hoping that our team actually showed up and make the joke about Ray J being the most famous artist from Carson. But nah, they don't even earn humor. I'm going to bring it to one of my favorite bands all time and one of my favorite albums. It's going to be Social Distortion, Sex, Love, and Rock and Roll. Why Social Distortion? 2 songs. I think it's relevant. One's Don't Take Me for Granted. I think that makes perfect sense where we're at right now. The other one, Winners and Losers. We chose our lot last night. So I think those 2 songs are very relevant. It's Social D. Y'all know Social D. So yeah, Orange County band, of course. Not from LA, you could say, right? So there you go. Moving forward, we've heard your reaction, guys. We're going to keep going later into the San Jose and get your reactions later. We'll just jump right into the mix. We welcome San Jose into a day game. Yes, because it's on TV, right? Network TV. It's on, I forgot the channel, but it is what it is. I'll be at the game anyway. We currently have a 7-4 record against San Jose. No draws. Isn't that weird, guys? No draws against this team. Either we kill them or they take us out. Last 3 matches against us, basically we've beaten them 3-1. And they've beaten us 2-0 and 2-1. So yeah, that's right. They've actually finally nicked us for some games. It used to be total domination. It's not anymore. The Almeida era is gone. So it's a very different team to deal with. Bam. In terms of run of form, how have they been doing lately, man?
So they lost to Sac Republic 2-0 in the cup yesterday. So, but that's a cup game. It's completely different, as we all know. But the last 3 games in MLS, they've had 2 draws, a 3-3 against Vancouver and a 1-1 against Sporting. And they've also had 1 win, which is a 3-2 win over Portland at home.
Wow. That's impressive, guys. They've been playing well in, I know Sacramento, they dumped it, but I'm looking, they've beat Colorado, who beat us. They beat Vancouver, or they tied Vancouver. We've had traditional weirdness against those guys. Portland, they beat. Tied Kansas City. Okay. They're winning the games you need to win. It's a very different team. That's for sure. Record-wise, you mentioned the record, right?
No, their record is, I had it here. Where did it go?
Got it up top. So I'll throw it out there. 3 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses. But again, we can see like the wins in front of us, right? At least 2 of them wins. Like they're coming back is what they're doing. They're coming back into the mix. They're not going to be in 11th place for very long. Trajectory should be going upward for them. So we're not dealing with a run over team. I'm not expecting that. Nobody is. Tony, talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Who's really standing out for them? Let it rip, brother.
They're pretty much like they're not doing so hot, but they're on the upswing. Like I said, Almada is gone, so Almada ball is gone. As you've seen, that we break our two game losing streak against Columbus, and again, I'm talking MLS. We're not talking Open Cup. We're talking MLS, the actual season. So we come off. Vela and Cifuentes came off and scored 2 goals. Yay! Sorry, if you know my enthusiasm, this is just because of Carson. But move forward. What's it called? Earthquake are unbeaten in 4 straight matches. So they, like I said, they draw with Kansas City on Sunday. They are going on a 10 straight without a loss since July and August in 2021. So
interesting. Now, in terms of the impact players, what we're looking for here, their top scorer is a guy that hurts us routinely, which makes it a little scary. Is Mr. Ibobase. Yes, we remember him from Portland and even burning us with San Jose. He's got 7 goals already this year. He's fighting for Golden Boot, man. Like, isn't that wild? Beyond him, it's Christian Espinosa at 4. Jamiro Montero, who came from Seattle, good signing for them. And Jackson Yule with 3. Espinosa is their top assist man, 6 assists. So again, 4 goals, 6 assists from their man in the middle. It's wild, dude. I mean, that's some production. They have Grey Goose. They got from Minnesota. So that's an improvement on the roster. He's got 6 assists. Cade Cowell's got 4. Montero's got 4. So you can see their key players are actually clicking. The numbers look good for them right now, which makes them dangerous. All right. Appearance wise, pretty much your usual suspects. They're pretty consistent with their lineups, as we'll talk about right now. What are we looking for potential? Well, they're not chasing the game anymore. The running around in circles Roadrunner system is dead. They don't do that anymore. They look a lot more MLS now. We'll press you when they need to press you. We'll sit back in the low block if they need to. They're a little more dynamic in the way they look at things. I'll say simple, but dynamic in effect, right? Almeida's was as dynamic as it gets. It's crazy. It's wild. It's where he's got a no, it's simplified. It is. But it's still your classic MLS. I'm going to press in, cut down space for you. This is what they're going to play. Expect that. They're going to let us absorb, or they're going to let us push, right, and catch us on counters. That's what we have to expect in this game and be smart about it. Now, to talk about the lineup and who's in the game, first we got to ask Bam. Bam, who's in and who's out, sir?
So for them, the only one that I can confirm looks like is out is Asomani. There are a couple of questionables with Haji and Lopez. And Nathan, he missed last game due to health and safety, so he could be back.
Okay, so illness. Got it.
Illness, yeah. So for that, I'm looking at him being back. And the thing is, with their last 2 games, they've gone to a 4-1-4-1 lineup too. So can't expect them to play that this game.
Yeah, I think it fits them really well. It fits us well when we play it at times. Yeah, so looking at the lineup and what it could be in the 4-1-4-1. Last time out, Ebabise was up on top for them, of course, as their lone striker. Outside on the left, coming in and usually liking to cut in would be Cade Cowell. Jamiro and Yule are in the mid, doing what they do, controlling the game. Espinosa's out on the right wing, right? Right side mid, more wing style, getting into the mix. He produces a lot from that side, if you've noticed. And then Remedi was the starter as your defensive mid last game, the holding mid. Left back for the last game was Beeson. They had Calvo and Argan in the mid. Marie was on the right. Goalkeepers Marcinkowski. Expect Marcinkowski, right? I mean, he is who he is. He's a good goalkeeper, good future keeper. Legit earning his paycheck with this team getting beat up half the time. But still putting in the stops. If you compare it to their game before that, the only big difference is Lopez went in for Beeson. So that's an option at their left back position. Back line, Nathan, their natural center back. If he's back from protocol, I expect him to slide in next to Calvo. So if he's back from protocol, he's good to go. Remedi will still be in the mid. I don't think there's any changes to the midfield, what we mentioned from the game before, or Ibise. Off the bench, they do have some decent options. They have Shea Salinas. You know, Salinas, he's going to grind. He's going to do what he's got to do. Tommy Thompson is the defender. Gregus, which is one hell of a guy to bring off the bench. Again, like I said, Beeson in and out. And after that, well, Judson, right? Would be the other guy that has been trouble for us in the past, has been hammering us in the past, right? He's a very underrated player in this league. He really is. I valued his play and what he brings to the game. It would be something that would even help us at times to have a player like that. So count on him to probably get some minutes in this game, especially if it gets chippy. So that is what I see from this thing. Lineup wise, to you, Bam, do you see any potential changes for this, or is it going to be that 4-1-4-1 with the lineup mentioned?
If they do something, it means that they're throwing the textbook out. The 4-1-4-1 is working for them. That lineup is a perfect lineup for them for that. So unless there's a food poisoning going through their lineup or something like that, I don't see anything changing.
More protocol, because if one goes, the others go, right? It's been like that lately. We shall see what they come up with. Things can change. You saw how drastically different some other teams were this week that we were talking about. But this one just seems a little more predictable, I would say. They kind of, again, they're in recovery mode. They're trying to get back into the mix, and it's working. So I don't see why they would look to change anything. It works. In terms of us, that's the bigger story. What are we going to do after that debacle on Wednesday? Injuries, guys coming off the list at the last second, but still not dressing, which I find bizarre. Why announce it if you're not going to dress them? I don't get that at all. But there could be some changes to our lineup, knowing the guys have been taken off the injured list, knowing that guys are probably fatigued from doing not enough.
Vela going on the injury list. Yeah. I don't expect to see Vela for us this game.
No, I don't either. He's got a hangnail, guys, so he's not coming back in. Looking at what we got for the lineup, it's hard to predict. Could we match a 4-1-4-1 to a 4-1-4-1? I would think if you're going to bring a more midfield type in for Vela, maybe that makes more sense. But with B-Rod, I think we're so sold on having three guys high because of B-Rod that we're just going to stick with three high. Bam, do you think that would be different, or if we're looking for three high?
I'm expecting three high, hoping for different. Hoping for the 4-1-4-1. Seeing B-Rod play in that midfield wing role, I think would be great, but I don't see him doing that. I'm thinking of three up top. So,
yeah. Looking at that injury list, it's listing Vela early June return muscle injury, Palacios early June return neck injury, Segura mid-June, Duenas early June. I like to hear early June for him. That means he's coming back soon. Escobar, he's on the list again. What? No, that can't be right. Tajuri Shradi, early June. Hollingshead, he's back. And they said Escobar's back. So, I mean, now they don't have a choice. Hollingshead now probably has to start at left back. Do you have any other option, Bam?
Nope.
Back to his home base, his real position.
I'm hoping we see Hollingshead left back, Escobar right back.
Be a dream start. Right? With Murillo and Fall in the middle, actually, that's strong. That works.
Look, Ford, his last game wasn't the greatest, but let's see how he can bounce back.
I'm confident he will bounce back. This kid has been moving everywhere but his normal position pretty much the last 3 games. He's shuffling all over the place. Get him back to where he's comfortable and he'll find his way back. Simple. Midfield situation, seeing how things played themselves out. Are we going to see a shuffle? What, Tony, what would you think would come in for this one?
I don't see a shuffle at all. To be honest, those are the right people in the right positions. We just need a more creator. And actually, the only thing I would change, and this is not even a change in the lineup, is a change in the captain's band, and that's Ilie.
Has to happen, right? Bella's hurt. It has to happen now. So you think Ilie is the winner with that, or are they going to go elsewhere?
It's Ilie or Max, and Ilie can actually talk to the referee on the field and do what he needs to do as a proper captain. Well, we have seen Max do his little trout outside when a foul goes out, but I would say Ilie needs it. He plays. He knows he plays for the team, but at the end of the day, that's the only captain I see because our current captain is playing for a paycheck.
He's hurt. Right? He's hurt. Now's an opening. Somebody else gets a chance to step up. La-di-da, let's go. Yeah, I mean, I can't see it any different than what we have. That's who plays. Fine, good. Up top is the story because now we're shuffling strikers. Who plays? Who doesn't? What does it look like with 3 men up top if this is what we're doing? I think Orongo's you're given, right? He's up in the middle. He's doing what he's going to do.
Yes.
If B-Rod's not starting on the left, I have no idea what the hell's going on. Seriously,
Yes.
we need him out there. Not as a sub. We need him out there now to start the game off. And then becomes the right position. Is it Opoku? Bam?
It has to be. I trust him more than Moose.
On an outside role, yes. See, I think Moose is a perfect complement to Orongo in the middle. One goes out, one goes in. Like that's the trade-off. They're good, railroad, middle, right? That's what Moose does. Throw him out wide, we're not sure what we're going to see. But in the middle, he does his job as a reserve, as a backup. So, Tony, are you on the Orongo train for right wing or right mid or whatever, right forward, whatever you're going to call it, up top? In the cycling 3, because I'll move out around anyway.
At this point, put in Cal Jennings. You know what I mean? Maybe give him a shot. But no, I'm with you. It has to be, if it's with Vela being hurt, it has to be B-Rod, Chicho, and Opoku. Those are our ones who produce, who actually play and actually do something. Out of the other ones, of course, I like Moose, but he hasn't. I see him as a super sub at the end of the day.
Gotcha. Okay. Any chance Latif unseats anybody in the midfield, seeing how we had such an energy issue this last game?
No.
All right. Super sub for him then, which he can be in this game. He's toyed with these guys before, so that would work if he comes in late. Any others that might squeak in? Any predictions on any guys that get the luck of the pull after what we saw on Wednesday?
No, not really.
No.
McCarthy.
It might be something he gets to do since the cup's over. He needs playtime. Could this be the one he gets to do at home? Who knows? I don't think so. I think he's going to stick with Max, but it's not like McCarthy hasn't earned it. Seriously, he kept up from an absolute embarrassment in Colorado, and that was still embarrassing. So, that'll be interesting.
But he kept playing.
Oh yeah.
And that's what was very heartwarming about it, was even though those 2 goals he couldn't do anything, he was still lights out.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. And again, it could have been a worse fate for us, and he kept us in the game. So I'm with you on that. Bam?
Just looking. The Lights play tomorrow night, so might see a couple of them come over, sit on the bench.
Oh,
At this stage, why not? If some of them stand out tomorrow, they're playing at home against El Paso, so might see a couple of them come over and be on the bench for the game. You never know.
right. I mean, a message has to be sent at some point, since the effort doesn't seem right. So you would think some shock change could happen, but who do you trust in the moment, right? You can't afford to lose against San Jose at home. It's a conference rival. You got to show up. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And
all right. Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Having a look at it, they've announced the rest for the game. So we've got El Fath. So he did the Cincy game for us, and he also did the Timbers game for us. So the two times we had him this year, we had the draw against the Timbers, the 90th minute equalizer, and the 2-1 win over Cincinnati. He's done all-time 9 LAFC games, 8 of them at home. The 8 games at home, we've won 37.5% of the time. We've lost 37.5% of the time, and 25% of the time has been a draw. Quakes away as an away team with him. They've won 25%, lost 50% in. Also lost 50% and drew 25%. So read into that as much as you want. And if you really want to read into it, his last 4 games as a head ref. Home team 1, away team 1, home team 1, away team 1, home team wins.
So, I mean, he's pretty impartial then, is what the suggestion is.
Yeah, he is. So this year, out of the 9 games he's done, 44.4% home wins, 44.4% away wins, 11.1% draws, averaging 23.44 fouls per game, 5.1 yellows, and 0.33 reds. So he's a bit card happy, but yeah, it seems fairly fair. So we'll see how he goes.
Against San Jose, it's going to need to be card happy, right? In-state rival, it's going to get physical. So that's fine. If he wants to dictate in terms of player safety and keeping a flow in this game, I'm all for it. Go for it, man. All good. All right. So I think we've come to that point to hear a little bit from you guys as well. I know there's a few others that did jump on and give some comments, so we definitely want to come up to you guys, give you some love here. Javier Jr. Twitter social media showed a video of player clapping 3252 from how far away?
That was the video from last game. Do you remember?
Or was it pregame?
Where Vela was like actually trying to be a captain.
Yeah. Okay. Javier, that was from before the game. That's funny. Yes, Javier, I went with Social Distortion. I am a Social Distortion fan. So there you go. MG, we got punked yesterday. Bring Keeling over so these things don't happen again. The guy's always played with heart. Yeah, he would have played the role of police out there. That's for sure. He would have held court. All right. As the comments that we have, yes, it kind of got short towards the end there. I get it, guys. You guys gave up so much info to us and so much love by throwing it on here and showing your hearts. Let's be real, how you really feel. And that is highly valued. It really is. We could see the pain in it. We could see the anger. We could see the logic in most of it. So we are, again, thankful that you guys are more than willing to tell us how you feel. Really, good on you guys for doing that. Of course, it's that time we talk about the last moments. Before I give the final comment, though, I do want to send some love to our friends in Omaha. Okay, congratulations on the victory. Well done. You guys earned it. Thank you for the kit, by the way, as well. When I went out there, they're the most amazing hosts. Go check them out. Go check them out if you ever get out to Omaha. I know it's a long, long way from home. Not the most popular place to go visit, but yeah, good on them. Viva Bujos, as they say. There it is right there. All love to them. Again, all love, guys. Keep it up. Make us proud. Show us how you're supposed to play in the Open Cup. Giving all that you have, all the energy that you have. It looked great. Got on the Sports Center for top plays, so congrats on that as well. That finish at the end was a dagger. So good on you guys for getting the job done. All right, let's bring it back to our boys and close things out in the world of LAFC. Shout out Vic before I forget, and Justin, both in Omaha. Love you guys. All good. All right, Tony, bringing it back to you to begin the final comment of the day. If it's fire, we totally understand, man. Let it rip, brother.
I don't even know what to say anymore at this point because it's just like I feel like I used all my energy, but we are never going to give up on this club. Yes, what we said today was just pure passion and pure hatred because we care about this club. We will not give up on this club. We bleed for that crest as much as they bleed for our crest. So this whole, like, if people outside of it want to say that we've given up, that we don't care anymore, we do. This is why we're hard. It's because we care. Because that's how it goes. Anywhere else, and Dolo should understand, coming from Germany, playing for a German club, and they think we're bad. Talk to Bayern Munich's supporter groups, Dortmund supporter groups, Frankfurt supporter groups when they have a bad season, when they don't win against the rivals for years.
Yeah.
There's hell to play. So, like I said, all you guys listening on the pod right now, on the car ride home, cleaning, wherever you listen to the pod, we do this for you guys. We do it because we want your voices to be heard. Because we're supporters at the end of the day. We're not fans. We are supporters because we bleed black and gold. On a more lighter note, the 32, we are going to be able to watch the Champions League game at Christmas Tree Lane. There'll be some setups to watch it and stuff like that. So, it's a big game, you already know where my support lands on that one, a la Madrid. And hopefully we get revenge from the 80s when Liverpool beat us in France. So
that's a long time ago.
Hey, it's still revenge, okay? That's our only loss in Champions League finals.
Wow, man. All right. Well, I get it. These are two teams that aren't going to bottle it, that's for sure. So good on that. I would say this in response to what Tony just said. Giving up on the team is showing indifference to the situation. That is the ultimate in giving up on the team. Or holding your tongue because of favor or just being a cheerleader, man. There's a huge difference between being a supporter and being a cheerleader. Cheerleader just roots no matter what happens in the games, what the results are. A supporter demands better. They demand more from themselves. That's why they give it for 90. But they give it for 90 because they expect their players to give it for 90 as well. That is why we do what we do. Try to match our energy. If you do, we're going to go places together. If you don't, we know how it all ends. Bam. You have the floor, sir.
Again, agree with everything Tony said. You know, just because we say stuff doesn't mean that we stop supporting the club. We'll support the black and gold until the death. We don't really go off like this. So when we go off like this, you know it's something big. You know it's something that's hurt us, hurt all the other supporters. Going through Twitter, seeing everything that's going on there, a lot of it you sit back, especially from people that don't say much, you know it's hurting everyone. Good luck to Tony this weekend with the Champions League final. You know, would love to see you do it, so I don't have to put up with some of the Liverpool fans I know just getting really annoying and all that. I don't know if I'll wake up for that because the night before you've got the A-League Grand Final between Melbourne City and Western United. Good luck to Western United. The director of football over there, Steve Horvat, as I said last episode, is an LAFC fan. So like to see him get a win this weekend as well as us. But for everyone that goes to the game this weekend, just remember, we're there to support the club. We support it how we support it. Just because the person next to you says something that you don't like, don't fight each other. Just it's their opinion. Everyone's allowed opinions. Let's go out there. Let's get the win before the international break, and let's go into the international break on top of the MLS.
Thank you, Bam. Well said. Which brings it to me. I won't soapbox it too much, but I will throw it to this. We're there. We're going to support, but we expect something in return. We aren't this angry because we think our team stinks. We're this angry because we know they squandered it. We're this angry because we know we can lose an opportunity here that we have. This team does have something special. It just needs a little bit more to get to the place we want to be. And if we don't make noise now, comfort will do us in. It will do us in. We can't accept it for what it is. We need to get better. We need this. We need the buy-in. And this goes all the way to the top. We need the investment. We need to get better. We know this. That's why we're saying it, because we don't want to have broken hearts in October. We need to bring it home. That's what we need to do. And if we have to say whatever we have to say, get as rude as we need to get, we're going to do that to get there, because we want what's best for our team. Everyone wins. That's the key. We do our part. You do yours. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking. For all of you guys that gave us your time today, sacrifice your time to come on to here. We thank you. That is a sacrifice. We get it. It's a podcast, man. The fact that you put that time on us is an absolute honor, and we're not going to sell it cheap for you guys. We give our all. That is for certain, because you gave yours to us. So thank you guys for that. To the players, like I said, we haven't turned our backs. We just want more from you. We know it's in you. Do it. Get the job done. Take out San Jose. Let's get on the right track. Let's build it back up again. Maybe get some revenge in the playoffs. But we got to get to the playoffs. We got to get a top seed. We got to move forward. Yeah, I think that's where my head's at right now. Tony, Bam, thank you, gentlemen, for putting up with this. Singing for the 90. Doing what you got to do. Middle of the night watching these games. Early in the morning coming on a podcast. For the love of this game, for the love of this team, for the love of this city. Thank you guys for that. And from me to all of you again, thank you. Final word of the day. Bam?
Stay golden.
Tony?
Stay golden.
And from me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.